up, guys? Rootz Podkast, episode 7. We have a special guest today.
I don't know about how special I am, but thank you.
Yeah.
Very special. The man JP, also known as Exhaust. He's a badass artist
Yeah,
and,
man. Welcome.
Thank you.
and
Thank
a
you,
bully
thank you.
cousin. Used to give me wedgies back in the day.
You were intolerable. If you were to look back and see how you acted, like you'd be like, all right, now I know why he did what he did.
He gave
Oh,
me.
no, dude. He was like Energizer, dude.
And he was like one of the younger ones too. So
Yeah.
you know, when he was around, there wasn't many other like distractions. So he was spoiled as fuck.
Yes, I go ham on you, dude.
Hey, one of those things where it's like, hey, if I have to have a little cousin stuck on me for most of my vacation, I'm not gonna be happy about it. But
It is what it is, huh?
At that age, I just had to do what I had to do.
Hey, dude, the legend says this man once gave me a joint so fucking strong that I knocked out with like 2 hits.
You're not the only cousin that's done that too, though.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
It's kind of like a rites of passage.
Yeah.
And I mean, you didn't necessarily pass, but you got through it.
Yeah, that
which
was a
I'm happy
test
about.
for sure. And I
Yeah.
failed. I remember I was like, "Hey, dude, let's watch this movie." I think it was like Rum Diaries or something.
Right.
Cause I want to watch Johnny Depp.
Oh, yeah.
Cause he's a fucking good actor, right?
Does he have like glasses and a mustache in that one?
I don't know, but it's the one where I think he's with Amber Heard or some shit like that.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, "Dude, let's watch it, let's watch it." And JP's like, "If I buy it," because he had to order it and shit. He's like, "If I buy it, we're gonna watch it, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, yeah, it's Johnny Depp, bro. It's
Right.
Johnny Depp." And he's like, "All right." So he buys it. We go smoke a joint. I think it was what he said, Granddad at Perp. I still remember that shit. And
Man.
dude, I went to the fucking kitchen. I drank the whole orange juice my tia had right there,
Yeah.
and I killed like half of spaghetti. And I went to the bed and knocked out.
Yeah, man. I mean,
You didn't watch Rum Diaries?
JP watched it by himself. Oh man, that was fucked up, man. Sorry, dude. I owe you a movie, man.
yeah, that's why we didn't smoke together.
now you guys gotta watch Rum Diaries again.
Dude,
Yeah,
I don't know
no.
where he got this joint, bro. It was like so fucking good.
No,
It
and
was so
I'm
strong.
pretty sure at the time, like I probably had like a couple different strands because like I had a good job at the time, and I was bringing home maybe like about $900 every week.
Hell yeah.
So, you know, a good half of that was just going at buying a couple ounces and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And at that time, like ounces were maybe about $250 to like $350. So,
Damn.
you know, sure enough, I'd be hurting for funds to like get to and from work. But at least I had I was floating everywhere
Yeah.
to the train station.
Little
you know?
medicine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was good. But like I had a couple strands on me, and sure enough, I'd put them on my little cousins as little guinea pigs, you know, see how they react to it.
Mhm. Yeah,
sure
sure
enough,
was.
most of them always fall asleep. Yeah, it's like, but one of the things that I really don't care to ever do again, like with my cousins, is like do the drinking thing. It's like it's fine. It's fine if they get so high that they just want to fall asleep. Cool. I don't have to worry about liquor poisoning or anything like that, or them like throwing up all over themselves. The cleanup
Yeah.
isn't as bad, you know. So, but yeah, drinking is just the worst.
Oh, yeah. No,
I gotta
no.
say, I've passed out at Hector's house a couple times.
But I'm with you on that. Like, and especially the older you get, the worse it is, dude.
Oh,
with the
like
drinking. stuff.
how's your recovery time now?
Oh,
Fuck.
dude. It takes a couple days.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm at 3 days now, and
For
that's
real?
just like
Jesus.
and that's just like trying to like level out. Like you still don't necessarily feel normal after the 3 days, but you know, like to take a nice little break before you start drinking again.
Yeah, you get this perfectly good body. You know, you start with 1 day recovery, couple throw ups, whatever.
Yeah,
And then you just
Oh,
keep
when
going.
you're
and going.
younger?
Yeah, you keep
Ah,
fucking your
dude.
body, and then your body's just like, "Hey, dude, what the fuck, man? I thought it was like a 2-3 time thing, you know?"
No, but even then, like I wasn't ever like really a big beer drinker. So when I was working at the Board of Trade, there used like everybody's big thing was like drinking. If it wasn't chain smoking cigarettes throughout the day, it was
Damn.
like once you get off, like once the market closes at 1:30, you're at the bar on the first floor of the Board of Trade building from like 1:30 to 3. By 3, you're fucking trashed.
Get out of
Literally,
here.
literally, like I remember walking home from the Board of Trade like a few times, like, but I would just get little flashbacks and like see different corners of the city that I stopped like trying to wait for a fucking light to cross. Like I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's. I
No,
don't think
I've heard it referenced many times though.
Well,
Yeah.
this dude is basically dead, but he's like bewitched by a voodoo doctor or whatever, and every time this like particular song comes on, like he just starts walking aimlessly, but he's like half slouched because I guess like he has like no like muscle, reaction and stuff like that. So he's literally like walking like he's fucking drunk the whole time, like with these glasses, like tracksuit and shit like that.
that was
But
basically
it's
you.
like,
Huh?
yeah, dude. Like not yet hitting the floor, but you were like really, really like slouched and
Or
shit.
como dicen, chasing chickens.
Exactly,
You're like-
exactly. Yeah, dude. So it was rough times, man. And like ever since then, that's why I really just like stick to smoking, man.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because I think we learned from our parents. Our parents are literally warriors. I remember a couple times, dude, my dad would get fucked up, dude. He drink like a shitload. I'm like, damn. I'm like, this man drank a lot. And I'm like, hey, Dad, are you good to drive, man? He's all like, yeah, I'm good to drive. I'm good to drive. I'm like, all right, man, whatever. Fuck it. We hit the road.
You just make sure your seatbelt's
Yeah, I'm like,
on.
Aldo, I turn on my little brother and shit. I was like, hey, dude, put your seatbelt on. And,
Say a prayer.
yeah, I remember one time we were leaving Hector's house. Dude, he got fucked up, dude. I think I was fucked up too. And he was driving and shit. And then I was like, Dad, are you good? He's like, yeah. So I put the music on. I had this disc that one of my cousins had burned for me. It was a System of a Down disc. So
Shit.
Yeah. So I went hard on this. I was like, I'm gonna put this on full blast so my dad don't
Stay
fucking fall
up,
asleep
yeah.
on us. I put on, dude. He didn't give a fuck, dude. He could have a whole tamborazo in that truck. He wouldn't have given a shit. He was going to the side. I'm like, hey man, what's going on? What's going on? He's like, no, I'm good. He get mad at it too and shit.
Like,
he
why
got
are you
mad.
telling me?
Yeah, he got mad. I told him,
But
dude.
that's like actually one thing that I always loved about your pops and shit. Like maybe it's just because of like his age difference between all of our other uncles, or him just being the youngest out of all of them. Like that he was always like the very like not necessarily like laid back, but the always like upbeat and content kind of dude. Like a very happy,
for
very
sure.
chippy and shit.
Yeah,
'Cause even
active.
then, like he would be the one that would always go shot for shot with anybody.
Yeah.
And I
To
mean,
this
like,
day, dude.
you could tell when he's rocked.
Yeah.
But even then, like whenever I'd see him, like I think it was like one Christmas or whatever, I was like literally like, walking around just pouring shots for everyone, and I was taking shots with everyone as I went by. So ever since then, your pops like dubbed me
Fuck
Pepito
yeah.
de los Shots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
damn.
Pepito de los Shots, dude. So even every now and then, like if we're at parties and shit, and like he sees me drinking, which it's very rare now, but like he would just be like, Pepito de los Shots, va a llegar o qué?
No
And I
way.
was like, no
Damn.
shit, dude.
You gotta admit that you must take like some sort of honor in that, like.
No, well,
Pepito
yeah,
de
of
los
course,
shots.
because like growing up, I mean, whenever the family would get together, especially like during Christmas and Thanksgiving, you'd see all the men in one circle, like
Yeah.
sitting around each other, just talking about like either tal fulano en el rancho,
El rancho.
or different like family friends that all of a sudden popped up and called them, or that their wives reached out to their wives on,
Yeah.
or our aunts on Facebook or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so you'll hear all those stories, and like, man, like once I started growing out of like the kid age where I didn't want to hang out with you and your little brother anymore, I would be like, man, I want to go hang out with
my uncle,
with the older guys.
Yeah.
I'm legit now. I have a little bit of facial hair.
Yeah.
And shit,
You're like, hey, Pepito los Shots coming through.
Yeah, no, I'd want to like be social with them and shit, but it's very hard to like break into those little groups, especially when you're getting older, because I mean, we're our parents are very traditional.
You were one of the
So it's
first
like-
too, so it's harder for you than us.
No, but see, like it took me a while before even getting there, because I didn't necessarily keep a steady like ethical job,
Yeah.
growing up. You get me? It's like, yeah, I worked for 5 years at the Board of Trade, but
Yeah.
after that, I was basically just doing the graffiti thing and
Yup.
freelance artist type of thing.
Mhm.
So it's like it wasn't necessarily reliable money, because it really I was the one that dictated how much I made. You know?
It fluctuates.
Yeah, and even then, like when they see us not having a stable income,
Yeah.
they're just like, "Yo, like
What's
I'm
going
gonna
on?
need to help this kid out for a
Mhm.
while." Like
Yeah, that's
I
right.
can't cut the umbilical cord just yet,
Uh-huh.
But I mean, some of us take a little longer to develop and mature and shit like that, and opportunities don't necessarily reach you in a in a reasonable time,
Of course.
to fit other people's standards. So you have to kind of take it as you go. And sure enough, like, within the last like 3 or 4 years, because I've been able to maintain myself, now I've kind of like gained that little bit of acceptance and shit. Because even then, like, my godfather is our Uncle Miguel.
Yeah.
And he's one of the very like, he has this, he's conservative in the sense that he doesn't necessarily joke around with everyone.
Yeah, no, he
like
doesn't.
his sense of humor comes around like in little like quips and shit that are kind of like inside jokes, where if he says them, like you see like a little grin out of his face, but he won't let out a full laugh.
I gotta tell you this.
Ever.
Yeah, he'll look at me and he'll be like, Cotonel, and then he'll just giggle. I'm like, oh hell.
Yeah,
I was like,
dude.
yeah, my man's feeling the dog.
And honestly, I think I'm the first one to call you Cotonel.
You are, you fucker.
Yeah.
Not everyone. Not even. I told my what.
Why cotonel?
It just sounds like Jose Noel. And,
Yeah.
Cotonel.
Because it was when he was younger, and I mean, like he couldn't pronounce his own name that well, so it was just one of those things where it's like it makes sense, Like,
Cotonel.
yeah.
Yeah, everyone calls me that now, dude.
Good.
That's like yeah.
Good.
So
Good.
Pepito Los Shots, Cotonel.
Yeah. But even then, it would trip me out because whenever we'd go, as far as like the whole Pepito thing, like we'd go to Mexico, and my grandmother, she would call my dad Pepito, and I would
For
be
real?
Jose Pedro,
Oh
Yeah.
shit,
or she would call me Pedro.
Jose Pedro.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. Yeah, it's funny, man. The older people, they have like, I feel like they have so much fun, like kind of joking on the nephews.
Well,
and it's funny though. It's funny to me. I like it.
Well,
It's
we're
funny.
all novelty items to them, for the most
Yeah.
part. It's like, even then, I don't remember our grandparents being like that affectionate with us.
Yeah.
Like they'd see us, nos servían de comer y todo, and they'd let us run around and do our thing. But for them to be like, hey, come over here, let me give you a hug, they weren't like that.
No, they weren't. We were
You
raised
know?
like gladiators and shit.
well, no, it's like we'd be out playing and shit like that. We'd be getting into trouble or whatnot. But even then, like our grandmother, she was always like trying to either clean or trying to make sure that everybody had like was fed, or like literally just fall asleep in her chair. And even our grandfather, like he was always walking back and forth. If we were in Mexico, he'd be sitting out in front of the house saying hi to everybody, chismeando con todos los del valle y todo, So it's just one of those things where it's like we didn't necessarily get hugs and like kisses.
You
From
guys
my
were all
grandparents.
very independent and kind of did your own thing.
Well, I just think it's that traditional like hardness, where you have to let your kids learn the hard way in a sense. If not, they're gonna be these spoiled little entitled brats.
Yeah.
And they had that shit right.
I have a theory though. Like
Yeah, I had it a little differently though, like compared
Really?
to you guys. I feel like my grandparents were definitely affectionate.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
dude, they were.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why they're so sweet over there on that side. We're all fucking
There's
like,
some bitter ones on.
yeah,
your
we're all
side.
bitter and
Yeah,
shit.
like, shit.
Yeah, dude. Like, so this is my theory. So, I feel like and nothing against my grandparents. I love them to death, rest in peace. But what I feel happened was just the circumstances are a little different. So there was a shitload of brothers, with our family, the tios.
Right.
And they loved them 100%, of course, but they were 100% utilized. And and I think that's a good thing, and that's where I think you're saying that
Right.
it's good.
They instilled that responsibility within them because they didn't
Automatically,
not only
right?
got to do all the stuff that they didn't necessarily, they weren't available to do all the stuff that they wanted to do as kids, but because like there was so much of a responsibility, being that you had either that much, stuff to do around the house, or you had to feed all the animals or whatever, like that's just what it was.
Dude, I will never, ever impress my dad. Never. Dude, I could work with the Egyptians building a fourth pyramid. He will not give a fuck. He's not impressed, dude. Yeah,
Well,
dude.
that's just like my dad. My dad will be like, "Oh, pues, ponte las pilas." Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
You can do more.
You're like, Dad, I did
fuck."
ponerme las pilas. He's like, no, ponte más pilas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, yeah, dude. That's just how it is.
I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I was in chinga. I was doing this. I was building that. And this. He's like, ¿Sabes lo que yo hacía en el rancho? I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh, there we go.
fuck.
There we go.
He's like, yo tenía 8 años con un costal aquí y otro acá.
Meanwhile, while you were playing video games at your house,
and milking the cow with my feet. I'm like, oh, Jesus.
And the light bulb wasn't even invented yet.
Yeah, I know. He's like, in the dark, que chuki ni que
Yeah, I
nada. No.
Jeez,
He's like,
dude.
yeah, dude. Shit, I remember I was 8 years old. Dude, I remember like, if I had to piss in the middle of the night, I was too scared to open my eyes. I'd fucking like
Feel
feel
everything around
around.
that you were naturally
Yeah,
blind.
dude. Well, you were fucked in your house, dude. Your house was
Oh,
massive,
dude.
bro. It was like the Taj Mahal and shit. Like your house, dude. Like I remember. Well, you know what? Now that we're talking about it, bring up your house. It was in Pilsen, old school
Yeah,
house.
It was a three floor building with like 3 apartments on each floor. Of course, the front apartments with the best views were the largest, of course, and then the rear ones were obviously the smallest. But for the most part, when we lived there, there was already most of the apartments were already inhabited by like families that had been there for even before us.
Oh,
So it's
shit.
kind of like they were all like, you know, already established in that apartment building. And
For a
when
long
we
time.
came in, when we came in, my pops was basically just Mr. Fix It and shit, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
even when he would get off work, like let's say somebody had some plumbing problem or electric problem, my dad would, you know, go back to work and, you know, start like fixing shit, you know?
Yeah.
But I always cherished that time there because not only was my grandparents' house on my mom's side of the family like literally like 5 doors down, and my cousins like all lived within close proximity, but a lot of the tenants that lived there had kids around our age. So we had like a nice little gangway that we would all just like run back
Yeah.
and forth because like growing up when I was in elementary school, my mom worked at the elementary school like literally around the corner. So when we would get out of school, like, yeah, we'd have to do our homework and blah, blah, blah. Most of the time I never did it. But when it came time to go out and play, like, we were limited to, we could play in front of the house, but once the street lights came on, we had to go into the gangway. And, of course, they had closing fences that would, like, lock
Why was that
automatically.
though? Like, was it
It was-
fucked up
it-
at that time, or
It was kind of rough, but even then, what I still tell people is like, you know, yeah, you hear about, you know, the casualty and death toll that Chicago has every year, all the violence, you know, that is cling to Chicago, but in my 28 years of living in Pilsen, I've never seen anything happen. Like it was only
that's
like
crazy?
once we moved out here, like I went to Simone's once, and I saw a dude get stabbed, but
Shit.
that was like already into my 30s.
yeah.
Was
You
it
know,
a
so it's
random
just-
dude or was it a game banger?
No, it was a random dude. I guess like this one dude that was like mentally ill or whatever, like schizophrenic. He started a conversation with this one chick who's like a known bicyclist around the neighborhood, and then she stopped talking to this dude, and then all of a sudden one of her other friends came in, this other guy, and they were having a conversation. So this one dude got jealous, pulled out a knife, and stabbed him in there. Sure, and then right when that happened, my buddy at the time noticed it happened, so he went up to him random and pulled his fucking knife out of his hand. Sure enough, when the cops came, he gave the cops the knife and ended up being a witness in the whole thing.
Was the guy dead?
I think he ended up dying.
I had a friend.
I remember hearing about something happening at Simone's where a guy got stabbed in the neck or something.
Yeah, you see, I had a
Yeah.
friend. He grew up with us in the neighborhood in Bryant Park.
Uh-huh.
He was actually a graffiti writer too.
Okay.
They used to call him T Grimes. I don't know
Okay.
if that was it, but there was a situation exactly like that.
Mhm.
Like there was a confrontation between them,
Mhm.
and he got stabbed and he died. And it's
Yeah.
someone that we grew up with, like Melissa grew up with him too.
Oh wow.
Like he was an FTB, and he grew up with us. And it sounds like that could be the story, man. That'd be fucking nuts.
No,
you
yeah,
were there.
These dudes were older already. So,
Yeah,
I
he was
mean,
an older guy too.
Yeah. Well, that was the only thing I've ever really witnessed. The only other thing that I like, it wasn't necessarily violent, but I remember one day I was playing in the gangway, and I was sitting in like the back steps. There was like 2 little steps that go towards like the back gate, and then this was like when the counts were still very active and the Rasas were still very active.
No shit.
And literally, I believe it was a Rasa that ran through the back gate. Because, like, at that time, like, the back gate would swing open. Like the lock wouldn't necessarily stay hinged, so it would swing open. This dude ran through with a sawed-off shotgun. Me and like my cousin were sitting there, like ran through, let out 2 shots in the front of the house, and then ran the opposite direction. Like he didn't run back to where we were at, but it was just one of those things where it's like, damn. And that was like one of my first times actually seeing a gun up close, because literally the dude like ran like right by me, you know. So, but other than that, like,
How old were you?
shit, dude, I must have been like 10 or 12.
You see, dude, this is a crazy shit, right? You're basically like kind of, and I get it because I kind of been to some situations like that too. But you're kind of like desensitized a little bit, right? But
Right.
imagine a kid that like grew up in a
good neighborhood.
good neighborhood, never had to experience any sort of violence. So at that moment, you probably became a whole other person, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I didn't recognize what was happening until I heard the shots.
Yeah. Then you
And, like-
realize like, oh shit.
Yeah, and even then, like, even till now, it doesn't stand out as one of those stories where it's just like, man, that shit's so fucking crazy to me.
yeah,
Because it's like, again, like we hear about all this shit going on around in Chicago, and when people talk about Pilsen, like, yeah, people that have not been into Pilsen within the last like 30, 40 years, they remember it being pretty rough.
yeah,
Yeah. No, my
But-
dad. I think even my dad grew up in Pilsen in the '80s. I feel like they lived in Pilsen first
Oh shit.
when they were first in Chicago, and it was from what I heard, it was pretty rough.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like even then, like I've had a couple of buddies who actually tried documenting gang culture from back then, and it still trips me out that like, okay, what do you guys think when you think of cardigans or people that wear cardigans?
Preppy.
Oh, yeah, I know where you're going with this. Yeah, preppy.
But back in the day, gangs would wear cardigans with fucking patches and colors.
Yeah, that was a uniform.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. And like, you know, being that we were talking about like clothing and shit like that, man.
Fucking
hilarious, dude.
Forever 21. Like, nah, bro.
Like
Fucking
as,
Lion
like
King.
as an homage to like, or like, as far as like culture's concerned, Chicago culture's concerned, it's not one of those like well documented things, but there's actual pictures out there
Yeah.
of the
Should pull
cardigans
up
with the colorways and
Should pull up a picture.
lettering and shit
Of a
like
cardigan.
that. I
Oh,
would
yeah, the
want
game
to
maker with cardigan.
like I
Oh.
would want to like rock a fucking cardigan with like crew logos and shit like that.
For
You know,
sure.
like that should be dope, dude.
yeah, I know. That sounds like the Warriors to me.
exactly, with the fucking
Right?
vests and shit. You know?
I know. Yeah, I remember like if you watch like Gangland and you watch the Land King episode and you watch the Saint Disciples one, the like you'll see they'll pull up their fucking cardigans. Well, you gotta put
Yeah,
up,
like scroll down a little bit.
put Land King cardigan or something.
See that yellow and black one down there?
Yeah.
That looks somewhat like that.
Yeah,
and
the
shit.
Land
But
King
imagine,
one,
yeah, but imagine like
So
no,
they are-
you'll find
colorways.
it. You just put a Land King cardigan.
yeah, like, and as far as you know, culture's concerned, like that shit looks so.
There you go, right
fucking-
there. That's it.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
That fucking old guy right there.
Hold up.
Yeah, dude. They had swag.
Instead of like getting varsity jackets and shit like that, you know,
Yeah, they said fuck that. This is cheaper.
like not even that, but it's just
Who did that? Did the moms do that or like the fucking tias? Like,
who knows the hyenas.
yeah, the hyenas, right?
The girlfriends, maybe.
li-
I don't know, dude. Like, or who knows? Maybe they were doing Etsy shit before Etsy.
I
became
know,
a thing.
right? Oh man, I think I mean that to me that's like a Chicago artifact right there. I think it's cool to. I mean,
Yeah, again, it's
Part
part
of
of
history.
the culture and shit.
Yeah.
You know,
but so you don't think Pilsen is that crazy anymore though? Like, what do you think?
it has pockets, but I think for the most part, most people who are really about that shit have already moved out.
Yeah, right.
You know, now it's more students that want affordable housing.
Yeah.
More families who want to kind of like. I hate the idea of gentrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily say. I guess technically the neighborhood is gentrified, but for the most part, like the Pilsen wasn't Mexican all the time.
It was temporarily, huh?
Yeah.
Who was there before? Do you know, like the Italians or what?
No, I don't think it was Italians. I want to say it was like Jewish, Gypsy, and maybe like
Oh
Polish
shit.
or some shit like that.
Damn.
But I could be wrong.
Dude,
Because I know like over towards like Maxwell Street and like Halsted, I believe like that whole corridor where La Garra used to be.
yeah.
I think that was like mainly like Jewish businesses and shit. Or I've heard, I could be mistaken though.
I feel like to me,
Don't at me.
yeah, I feel like Pilsen, if it wasn't like Mexican mainly, I feel like it'd never have that shine it has now. Like right now, bro, like when you think of Pilsen, you think of like Simone's and shit. You think of like of all the, like, at least for me, when I think about it, I think about like, like my homie, rest in peace, Roswell. Like he was all about that, like all the little Latinos, that were in that vicinity right there. They were the ones throwing all that culture out there, and I think that's why it's such a like it has like a gravity to it. Like it just attracts because of the culture it has. The graffiti, the Latino. The
Well, see, before then,
yeah, that's sick, man.
before then, I think it's all generational because before then, like literally on the block that I grew up on, there was about 4 or 5 bars on that same fucking block.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like a square block. I'm not talking about the street all the way to 18th. I'm just
Yeah.
talking about 19th.
Wasn't that house a bar before?
Yeah, it was a bar front, and then there was like 2 across the street, and then like one was torn down, and then there was another one closer towards Cermak.
Damn.
You get me? So it's like it was the whole strip for like all these bars, because one of the longer lasting bars that just always looked kind of fucking shady because like the bar was in the back and they sold like liquor up in the front. El Trébol.
Fuck, I don't think I've been to that one, dude.
No, El Trébol. And I mean, like, even to this day, El Trébol, I haven't been by there in so long, but even to this day, I think it's still one of the few liquor stores that's still open till 2 a.m.
Oh.
on
Damn.
18th Street.
All right, Chicago people or people from outside, y'all already know where.
It's cool to
Yeah.
see those long-standing businesses like the bars. I always think it's cool, like when you go to those places,
Yeah.
just all the
Well, see-
you feel the history and,
Oh, yeah.
feel the
there
energy
goes-
in there, dude.
And there goes
Mhm.
the generational gap, because he just said that he recognizes Pilsen for like Simone's and stuff like that. Pilsen to me back then was St. Procopius Church, was El Trébol liquor store.
La Casa del Pueblo too, no?
Yeah, Casa del Pueblo, and then down the street from there, well, now it's an empty lot, was El Güero. There used to be the
No, wait, there was a widow there too?
you know that across the street from El Milagro,
Fuck. I
the
can't remember
tortilleria and the
streets right
taqueria.
there.
It's Blue Island, and I think it's like
by
20th?
Saint Pius, dude.
Mm.
Never been there.
I'm just I grew up there, but I
Okay,
was really in another
the next
world.
block, the next block over from Casa del Pueblo, that little corner angle street right there. That
Alright.
there used to be El Güero right there, and the,
Oh, is it where the calendars are at? That's the calendars? Or no?
no, that's on 18th Street.
But wasn't there a widow right there too? Or like a
I don't even remember, to be honest.
damn,
But like another staple was Don Pedro Carnitas. That's
Oh,
where
yeah.
we always got carnitas
Don Pedro.
from. Like
Mhm.
before Sabas Vegas, before all those other places around there. Like
Shit.
those were our staples.
What about Nuevo León? How about that?
No,
What?
before it burned down?
Yeah,
Well, now it's,
that was
yeah.
my
now
spot.
It's, now it's Canton Regio, I think, right?
Well, that's
Across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Suns.
Yeah.
But his the owner's brother still has Nuevo León on 26th Street.
Is that one good too or no?
I honestly think it's better.
Dude,
Get out of
yeah.
here!
You know, in the Nuevo
I'm
León,
missing out
they
then.
burned down. My grandfather did the carpentry in that place.
No way.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It's funny because like everybody would always, whenever they'd walk out of their place, of course they always note the fact that que te tratan como en Mexico, because
Yeah.
it's like most like breakfast restaurants that you go to in Mexico and shit, that traen un platillo
Oh yeah.
antes de que pidas tu comida o lo que
Oh,
sea.
yeah.
They
tu
cater
orden.
to you like crazy.
And then
bro.
they'll even give you like dessert, and that's the same way it is at Nuevo León on 26th Street. Like you'll get some fresas con crema at the end of your meal, or some arroz con leche, that you don't even ask for and shit. It's complimentary.
Oh, I love that, dude.
Yeah, dude. Like you won't go to many Mexican restaurants and they'll give you that shit, dude.
No.
So
Yeah,
that's
everyone
why-
loves free shit, bro.
Yeah, all my out of towners. I took 2 French dudes to Nuevo León on 26th Street, and they're just like, "What's this?" So of course I had to like.
No way, they talk like
tell them-
that?
Yeah,
Oh,
tell
shit.
them what everything was and shit, and they just loved it, dude. loved it.
Oh, Nuevo Leon has the beans are made with lard, right?
Yeah, dude.
the-
And hear all the
yeah,
vegans.
that's
are
the
go-
real
are-
shit.
are
Good
flocking
shit,
to it like, oh my
Yeah.
god, it's so good. Like,
These beans are delicious.
yeah, dude. Yeah, it's like it has that signature
You're eating
flavor,
pork,
man.
boy.
Yeah.
That's the taste of the pork, bro.
Be like, you go buy corn tamales, and I guarantee you, it's not just corn.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
You know, you get all that manteca in the fucking masa. So
Yeah,
That's one thing I always remember from Nuevo Leon is the beans.
no, yeah, dude.
yeah, they have good beans. They're the ones that really gave me that honor in being a beaner.
No, yeah, like they're like literally fucking greasy as fuck, dude. Like you see them glistening as
Yeah.
they sat on your
Yeah,
plate,
they look
dude.
shiny, right? Like
Yeah.
polished or something.
They were so easy to scoop off your plate because the amount of grease on them doesn't allow them to stick to your plate.
Yeah.
You're like, why is this so good?
Yeah,
Dude, it's funny.
Extra salty.
I remember being a kid and my grandfather, like the times we went to Mexico, and he would get pissed because my grandma would be like, she would try to make the beans a little bit healthier for us, like not too much oil, and he'd be like, hey, what's wrong with these beans? They're a little too dry. And it's like, my grandfather, he wanted that shit to have like the oil at the top, dude. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah. He's like, hey, this ain't healthy.
You're like-
This
you're
too
like-
healthy.
yeah,
these are the real deal
Yeah,
beans. Yeah.
you know how when you get like fucking mashed potatoes at any like restaurant and shit, and then they create that little
Oh, yeah,
scoop
the-
in the
Yeah.
middle
For
just
the
to
gravy?
catch all the gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's all grease.
That's the beans right
yeah,
there.
it's all lard.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true, man. Like, I'm gonna change the topic a little bit. Sorry,
No,
but
you're good.
so like, we're talking about Pilsen. We're talking about, obviously all the culture in there. And when I go to Pilsen, all I see is like graffiti everywhere, right? So, I'm just curious. You're like a pretty big name in graffiti. Like I did graffiti a little bit, and shit, all my friends. I remember one time I told them that you were my cousin. They got wet. You know what I mean? So like, what was your upbringing with graffiti? Like, how'd that happen?
Oh shit. Man. I have to note that Self DC5 was originally the person who got me into graffiti. He gave me my first like set of letters to practice and shit.
Oh shit.
But I didn't necessarily have a name for like the first year that I was practicing graffiti. So I was basically just doing alphabets, trying to like create a style or at least like learn letter structure before I went out. Because one of the last things I wanted to do is fucking like go straight out and just do the wackest shit, Like I didn't want to be one of those kids.
You wanted to
that
have
like,
some kind of like.
yeah, because like the word toy was being thrown around a lot
Yeah,
back then.
That's an
It's like
embarrassing word, dude.
people
Oh,
were
really? For like to be called a toy? As
To be called a toy, that's like humiliating.
well, the thing is, like, I've heard old schoolers describe the word toy as tagger of yesterday. So you're easily forgotten if you're a fucking toy.
God, now it's even worse.
Yeah, exactly. Like it stings and shit. So I was always trying to get better and at least like have letter structure before I actually went out and did some shit. So it's like, I had that group of friends that always be like, man, at least you're up. At least you're up. Yeah, it was like, I don't want them to fucking say that I'm fucking whack,
Yeah.
So I practiced for a good bit. And then like after a year, Self cruised by my house. I was playing soccer in front of the house with one of my cousins. And then he's like, hey, we figured out a name and shit for you. And I was like, what is it? He's like, Exhaust. And then I was like, why Exhaust? He's like, cuz whenever we hear you tell a story, I'm exhausted listening to you because you take so fucking long in telling it. I was like, so basically what he was saying is that I'm long-winded,
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, and then since then I started practicing it, and that's really the only name that I've ever had.
That's pretty cool, huh? That little nickname, and then that's
so-
what you used. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
and
gave me
that's-
my name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, like it was way too difficult to try and think of another fucking name, especially like if you have to you have to seek out all the names that are already withstanding and people already have. And I wasn't about to do that. So I was like, all right, well, just fucking play with your name.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's how it started though. Cause remember there was some dude that I think you posted a picture on Instagram of a tag I did by a freight yard or something.
okay.
And then someone that used to tag that or something started talking mad shit, trying to supposedly look for me. And it's like, I was like a fucking 12, 13-year-old. This guy that don't even do shit anymore, obviously. Because if he would have done shit, I would have known about it. But clearly I didn't see his name around, so I would have never suspected, right? But
It hurt his ego that he saw something that looked better than his work.
Dude,
Well,
everybody gets their ego hurt in
Yeah.
graffiti, dude. Everybody.
yeah, it's tough.
It's hilarious at times and shit because ultimately, you know that longevity is basically the only thing that carries you through. You know,
You have to
it's
be
like,
consistent and keep doing
yeah,
it.
exactly. Like you could be good and like yeah, you'll have your stamp on a fucking era, but if you actually want to be because nowadays it's so easy to access people's work because people just post it on social media and then you'll have that automatic like hashtag
Yep.
and you could always reference it, you could always find it.
Yeah.
But back then you didn't have access to all that shit, so you basically if you didn't pass by it on the street, like how were you ever to know that person existed?
That's
Yeah.
why I'm so fascinated. Like, not to detract from the graffiti talk, but when it came to people that were famous, like when it comes to not only music but even comedy, like there's a comedian named Andrew Dice Clay.
Mm-hmm.
He became fucking huge, dude.
Right.
And that's just word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Because this guy was like a dirty comedian, dude.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about
And
him.
he sold out Madison Square Garden. Like, dude, he bought his own promo on a magazine, on a top magazine, like for $3,500 or something.
Oh
He
shit.
spent his own money and he did his own promotion, dude. And he sold out a fucking arena.
Yeah,
But it's just like, that's all word of mouth and yeah, being consistent with your shit. Like,
Yeah, but I feel like graffiti though, it's like it sucks, dude, because like I used to.
it's illegal, right? Or
Yeah, well, it is illegal, but
Yeah.
that's kind of the fun of it sometimes too. But it's like it'll drain it'll drain you like for a while, dude. Like you'll want to be determined, dedicated, and it's a drive that you'll never really fulfill because your drive is like I want to be the best. So first you become the best of your neighborhood, then the best of the city or your side of the city, then the best of the city, then the best of the state, then the best of the nation. Then you want to go globally. Like you just kind of want to be around every group you can. And I was telling him like I feel like I would have been more excited to meet like a very popular graffiti writer versus a celebrity from Hollywood. That's how big graffiti is. Like a fucking
well, because if you see them as automatically celebrities and shit, you already have this idea that they're like you're never gonna come across them and shit. You know? But graffiti writers, we still have that somewhat of an anonymity that you could possibly run into them at some point, but you don't know what they look like right off the bat. So it's like, shit, it could be that guy at the fucking bar. Little do you know.
I told him when my dad had a bar, I met some older dude
Mhm.
that was some known graffiti artist supposedly, but I didn't know nothing about it.
Right.
I wish I shook his hand. I was respectful to him, but I didn't know anything about it.
Right,
So I was
right.
like, fuck, who is this guy? I wish I would have remembered his
Yeah, I
name.
wish
Like, what
you
did he
would've asked him.
do?
Did you
What's
ask
he
him or
what's he
no?
known
Dude.
for and shit? You know.
yeah,
Like,
man.
And that's just the thing, like you could be a one-hit wonder. It's like what they call it in fucking in the music industry and shit, Like yeah, you could have sold fucking 8 billion fucking copies and shit, but if you only had that one fucking song, really like you're basically just like a cult classic.
Yeah, that's
You know?
right. Like a bubblegum rapper, you lose flavor.
Well, yeah, like a one-trick fucking pony and shit that never really went past that one fucking song. Or
Yeah, dude.
whatever.
And it's crazy because I remember like for me like when I first started, I was like, okay, first I want to do a tag outside in the street, right? I did a tag out in the street. I was like, hell yeah, okay, I'm getting somewhere. And then it was do a couple tags. I did a couple tags, and then use a spray can to do a tag. And then there's an outline where it's just an outline of whatever you're doing, and then it's a fill-in. Dude, once you get the fill-ins in, then it's like a never-ending story, dude. Then you want to do a train. Then you want to do on the expressway. You want to do a rooftop. Dude, like my friends and I, like I'm not saying I went big. I didn't go big, honestly. I didn't. But whatever I did do, I feel fulfilled. I don't really do it anymore, but
yeah, but
I still feel good of the experiences I had. It was the best time of my life.
but if you really think about it, in the culture that Chicago has, being that there's been graffiti ever since the fucking 80s, and the city's so big, imagine how much of a drop of a fucking bucket you're making in one day, in comparison to like how much more you need to do.
And I feel like it's gotten way more intense.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you've seen that, right? Like it's gotten
now
like
everybody's doing graffiti. So in order for you to stand out, you really have to do so fucking much in order to really be noticed.
So what I would do is so this is what I love the CTA. The CTA is so symbolic to me as a when I was a graffiti writer, because the CTA it helps you get on all angles, right? So you hit up the orange line. People from the south side are gonna watch you on the orange line. Mm-hmm. If you hit the blue line, the people from like the northwest suburbs are gonna see you then.
Right.
And then if you hit like the green line, I mean, every line will reach you a certain view from certain people from that area, because graffiti writers are all over Chicago.
There's a certain guy that I see the tags on the billboards coming.
He's talking about Seeker.
Going south. Coming.
Does it say SEKER?
Coming. No. Well, I think I've seen those, but I seen one. I don't know if it's VTC or.
Oh yeah, VTC.
Yeah, that's Seeker.
It's a crew.
Yeah.
That's Seeker doing those though.
Because I'll be coming, say, from downtown area, coming back home. So coming south.
Yeah, that's
southbound. Yeah.
That's this guy. I actually used to hang out with him back in the day.
But I've seen quite multiple times on billboards.
Yeah, that guy, like, he's always been pretty out there. He's always painted and shit. But I'm telling you, like, lately, I feel like he's just been going hard. Like, he's just hitting every billboard. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, dude. Yeah, I've been knowing him for a fucking while. And I seen him on the E-way going towards Indiana and shit. Like, you've been seeing that guy everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But there's so many levels to this shit, though. Like I'm telling you, bro, like, you'd hit the freight trains, or you'd hit, like, CTA trains, or, dude, there's just the storefronts. You just in the middle of the road on the expressways.
And
like,
each
damn.
and each different surface, not necessarily just surface, has like its own little ranking scale. Mm-hmm. You get me? It's like everybody wants to be all city, but like if you really think about it, all city would mean like you're up in every fucking neighborhood. Yeah. You know how many fucking neighborhoods there are in Chicago?
Yeah.
There's too many, dude.
So for the people who want to say that they're all city, I have a hard time, giving you that dap or giving you that credit, because for one, to my own ignorance, I'm not driving around every fucking neighborhood looking for your fucking name just to give you that clout.
Yeah.
Two, I doubt you're catching tags on every fucking block of every city.
Yeah, that's hard.
You gotta deal with the elements of the neighborhood. You gotta deal with gangs.
Not only that, but you're also working against not only good Samaritans that are just gonna buff your shit just because they feel like it, but also the city buff. Mm-hmm. You get me? So it's like you could say, "Oh, I caught like 8 fucking fill-ins over in that neighborhood, and then 4 fill-ins on this neighborhood." But by the time you're painting 4 other neighborhoods, those 2 that you just talked about are gone already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Gotta be heartbreaking, dude.
It's a never-ending story, dude. Oh, there's been times where I've painted something, and the next morning gone. Me and my homies were like, "Hey, we'll get the picture tomorrow. We gotta go. There's someone looking at us." So we get down and shit. We're like, "Okay, we'll get it tomorrow." Do we go for the morning? Yeah, we go for the morning flick, is what we call it. Gone.
Yeah. And that happens so fucking much, like especially like on the train lines. Like you said, okay, you could call yourself like you were a king of the red line or whatever. Like, damn. So in my head, I'm thinking like you must have painted like every fucking station and in between.
Yeah.
But damn, dude, like the buff was pretty hard at that time. So how is it that you have at least one spot in between and on each fucking line from here to the end? You know how far the red line fucking extends?
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit, dude! Like
it's hard to keep up.
There's no way you have each within one period of time and all still rocking at the same time. No fucking way. And maybe that's just me like being very picky or anal about it. But at the same time, like, yo, like if you're trying to have these standards, like live up to them, or at least like follow them and shit. Don't just apply them wherever the fuck you feel.
Yeah, call yourself king is like,
yeah. Dude, like
be humble.
That's why anybody who says like king this, king that, like I was like, damn, that must be self-proclaimed, bro, because
that 100%.
Yeah, I don't think you really know what that fucking entails, and
unless
shit,
you were Michael Jackson or
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because there's people that will say like I'm like I'm out there. I'm up there. I'm up there like that. But, you know, and I have seen some cats that, like, they started, like, a year or two ago, and they've been going hard as fuck. But then it's like JP said, the longevity. There's some guys that have been doing it for 30 years, and they're not doing it all the time, but they're so consistent throughout the years. So they still kind of have that credit, you know what I'm saying? And then there's cats that they'll go hard as fuck, harder than anyone for like a year or two, and then they're just like gone forever, and that's it. Like the only thing that's gonna stay with them is the pictures that they got any.
Right.
But you know, like I said, for me though, it was more like it's fun. I love art. Art is dope.
And you're always gonna keep practicing it and doing it. Like
I haven't done graffiti anymore in a long, like it's been like a year or two.
That really all depends on what you want to get out of it, though.
That is true too.
It's like me. I started traveling through graffiti at a very, very like early age. So like, well, not necessarily like early like in life, but early like in, I would say like in my career, because once I was like literally like out of high school, I was basically traveling with my cousin and shit. You know, he would sponsor these different events all over the country. So first in 2005 was my first event, and it was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Completely. I'd never been to another fucking place other than Wisconsin or Mexico with my parents. You know, so being that you were on the East Coast, getting closer and closer to the fucking mecca of New York and the U.S. as acclaimed by, you know, the rest of the world. You get me? That being New York. But Philly is also documented in being one of the
First.
quote unquote graffiti birth places with like cornbread and shit like that, you know?
That's the one I told you about.
Yeah, tag the fucking an elephant at the zoo. Tag the fucking Jackson 5 tour plane.
Damn.
But anyway, we
Yeah,
went to this
he didn't give a fuck.
one event. It was the B-Boy barbecue that Pose 2 happened to run at that time. And sure enough, like, since I was with the guy who fucking supplied the fucking paint and shit, you know? And at that point, I already had a decent amount of time painting. So, like, I had my technique, you know? So, sure enough, I get set up with the other few guys that were with us that wanted to paint too, because it was a group of us. And sure enough, they put us on one of the fucking main walls, dude. All the fucking, all the usuals to that event showed up, and they're like, who the fuck are these guys? You know, like, why do they get this wall and shit like that? Because I guess people already have expectations, and it's just something that you often hear about, like New York and shit, is that, you know, because it is New York, it's just
They have to be in the one.
They're
huh?
different, you know, like they're expected something, you know. But even then, like it was my first time, and looking back and seeing how things stand now, we were invited to paint this other wall. I think it was like on the west side of Philadelphia for the next day. And to the left was Part 1 from New York and shit. And then it was another dude from Jersey next to him. But on that same wall, it was like Chem 5 was there. And to the right of me, Mad C.
Damn.
Yeah. Before, like she was already
And you were just
super fucking dope.
You were just coming up, huh?
Yeah, dude, like that was my first fucking event ever.
Damn.
First fucking
You
event
felt
ever.
like, holy shit.
I would've choked, bro.
If you ever have a chance, like, to watch like graffiti videos, like on YouTube or whatever, look up Mad C.
Mad
Like,
C.
use the stuff that she does. Like, hands down, she's probably like one of the top 5 all-round graffiti writers in the fucking world. You know, like, hands down to her. The style, everything.
And she's from New York?
No, she was visiting. She's European. I'm not sure
wow.
what nationality exactly she is, but she's European.
Damn.
Dude, and that same year was this one, I think, like was she Chilean or was she Colombian? This this girl ACB. She had real nice style, and she was also at that event.
Damn.
And she passed away like years after. I think from
Fuck.
cancer or something like that.
Was she young? Was she young too?
Yeah,
or?
she was young.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, man. So it's crazy because it's like, you know, and even then, like, it trips you out, like, what people within a culture that meant something to somebody for their particular trade,
Yep.
you know, end up carrying on into, you know, other generations, because like it makes me appreciate that so much more that I was able to meet her and, you know, paint in the same vicinity as her. Because like another person that I met was like in Mexico City a few years back, you know, this dude Trece from Spain. I met him like maybe like 3 months before he ended up passing away, or like a year before he ended up passing away. Yeah, dude.
And these guys leave a mark, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
dude,
Like people that are prominent like
but that's because like their personalities, like just the people that they were in life was just like, dude, like you might think that, you know, someone like not knowing anything about the culture, like we're all hooligans and fucking just like want to fuck shit up, but like some people are just like want to be creative.
Yeah.
And the only vehicle that they have or that they can relate to is spray paint.
And that's why, like, I'm glad, like, that Jose or Urban Cowboy. Sorry, I forget your fucking. You changed your name on the podcast, dude.
I told him Urban Cowboy because of Travolta.
Oh no,
He was a fucking insulator.
Oh no.
Now that's your favorite movie.
It was a bad joke.
But anyway, so yeah, he showed me graffiti when he got into it, when he was
Right.
deep into it, and like I appreciate it now. Like when I'm driving anywhere and I see it, I'm like, fuck, that's pretty awesome. But fuck, I forgot what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, so a lot of people, they think that they're a bunch of hooligans.
Yeah, we're
just,
up to no good.
just
and
fucking
shit. But at
people
the
that
same-
bad shit, like bad
But
people.
people have to take, like, if you're looking at a piece of graffiti, you know when it's like, oh, that's just some bullshit, some fucking kid just went and spray painted.
Yeah.
The
And you know
toys.
when it's like, fuck, that's a masterpiece, and on a train or something, like, that's a badass piece of art. Like,
Well, when it's that obvious, people don't think it's that clever. You get me? But it's like
Yeah.
when you see these fucking spots that all of a sudden, like you didn't think anybody would want to paint graffiti on the back of a fucking billboard,
yeah.
but here you are.
Mhm.
You're paying just as much attention to that fucking back of the billboard now as
Than
you
the
were the front with shit about you know, being impotent and shit, you know, like.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think
Ads.
they think of outside the box, like, oh, let me just put it behind the billboard, or
Yeah,
let me-
exactly. You know, like maybe it'll last longer. So at
Dude.
that point, you have to put value in the fact that, damn, this person must have fucking just like
And honestly,
really thought
He's
about
an
that
innovative.
it's more
graffiti writer.
noticeable, dude. That's why I always see it, because like on the front of a billboard, there's lights, there's glare, like you don't really see it that well.
shit.
But when it's on the back, you see that shit. And
Yeah.
Another thing too,
and day,
it's-
dude.
it looks more complicated to get to because there's like bars and this and that. It doesn't look like as like, you know, the front is like a straight up just platform right there. I don't know. I feel
No,
like the back
yeah.
looks a little more complicated too.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if people want to credit you as being like reckless and fucking not giving a shit, like, dude, you'd fucking drive a car through that fucking fence in order to get to that spot, you know, and that'll just make it way too obvious. But they have to at least give you some fucking credit for being clever enough to be able to get to these fucking
Fuck
places.
yeah.
Yeah, I
You know,
know.
you're no dumbass if you're taking the initiative to devise this fucking plan to get up there, because the average Joe walking by wouldn't know how the fuck you got up there.
It's scary, yeah.
Dude, I work in the refineries, right?
Uh-huh.
You know that. And there's some dudes that they don't want to climb because they're scared of heights.
Right.
They will not climb because of heights. So there's also credit to be given that they have the balls to go up there, no harness. I don't know how much is it, like 3 feet at most, I would assume from looking down from it. The little platform looks like it's like 3 fucking feet, 4 feet the most. But still, you're looking down, no harness, nothing, dude. No rails behind you. You can't like step back. You might just fucking fall off the fucking billboard. I don't know. I feel like that should just kind of. And then you'll be seeing like, you know, like that bridge on what is it? That bridge by Ashland, or is it Halsted? You could see it off the 55, I think. There's like a bridge, and there's a graffiti writer that did some shit on the top of the bridge too.
Mm-hmm.
Like he fucking climbed on top of the bridge and was doing shit. So that's some straight up daredevil shit, you know. I think graffiti's like one notch away from parkour or something.
It's a sport.
It sure is, man.
No, but I mean, like, as time goes on, man, it's like, it eventually, like, not saying that the idea of aging kind of like holds you back, because I mean, if you really want to do something, you'll fucking do it, you know?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, you kind of value each situation a little bit more and shit, you know? So it's like you're not saying that you're not willing to risk being arrested, but you're more conscious of the fact that, like, you don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
You get me?
Like, I gotta
So,
work.
yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like, so instead of doing like height spots or whatever, like, I want to do one spot at least once, but not necessarily like on the street side where I'm gonna be worried about all these extra fucking like circumstances that I'm allowing to enter the picture and shit,
Yeah.
you know? Because it's like, recently I've been getting more into painting abandoned buildings.
You.
And I mean, there's still some level of adrenaline, you know, that you get from it, because you are technically still doing something illegal, you know? But once you're into an abandoned once you're inside an abandoned place, you really don't have to worry about shit. Like, yeah, you don't have to make enough noise to know, for people out on the street to know that you're there, but you want to get your shit, get your flick, because, you know, everybody's painting the same fucking spots.
Yeah.
But it's these abandoned places that you also have the background or the environment that play into your whatever it is you're painting.
Yeah, I've painted a couple abandoned ones, and I gotta
Yeah.
tell you, bro, I feel like there's more of a beauty in painting in abandoned places, because there's this place completely run down. It looks
it-
like shit.
Is it the fact that it's almost like a good training ground to do your shit?
I wouldn't even say training, because
Yeah.
every piece you do, and I feel, in my opinion, is like practice, right? But like, let's say you go to an abandoned building, you have all the liberty to go as hard as you want. It's just a canvas, bro.
Yeah.
It's a canvas. It's like anything else.
With more character.
With more character.
It's not a brown background like most of the city is now and shit, because that's the color of the buff.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's not sandblasted with a bunch of other scribble scrabble, like, you know, basically deterring the eye away from whatever it is you're doing, whether it's faded or not. You know, like, you would still be able to see your work. It'll last. Maybe fewer people will see it, but at least you'll have that picture, because ultimately, like, you want the fucking picture.
For
Yeah.
sure. The picture will last longer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
dude. I'm 100% with that. I kind of want to get into that too, because I did do one like a couple years ago. It's by 47th Street. I think I showed you that building we went into.
Yeah, I've been in that building.
Yep.
You
before.
seen that one,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah,
I think me and my friend were like the first ones to hit that bitch up.
yeah.
And yeah, dude, it's like you said, like every single crease in that wall, just the abandoned feel of it, like the wall, you know, it's kind of deteriorated, it's fucked up. You're spraying it. It's like you're refurbishing that wall. I don't know. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, well, check this out. And like, one of the the spot that I painted in that warehouse, because they used to build fucking floats in that place.
What the hell's a float?
A float, like for parades.
Oh,
Those
okay.
things on wheels.
Yeah, I know
They
what you're
used to
talking.
build those in there. Like, there's actually a room that still has like foam pieces for the floats and like kind of some decorations.
Oh wow.
But like on the first floor where I got in, there's like the big, like, it's a bigger open space that you can see like little tracks where they used to, I guess, like move parts and shit.
Yeah.
And so once you get upstairs, there's like the center sections of like the second, third, and fourth floor, and the center section are washrooms on each floor. So on the walls around that washroom are like this real smooth, like, finished concrete that kind of mimics like tile,
Oh shit.
and it's like a glossy finish too. So the way the paint fucking sticks on that type of surface,
Looks beautiful, huh?
oh man, it's super fucking smooth, you know. So that's why I chose that little section.
You have to send
Like-
us some pictures of your art
No, yeah, for sure.
so we can kind of post it at the end of this video.
No,
for
yeah.
sure.
And then there's I'll send you the pictures of the spots that we're talking about.
Yeah.
There was this water reclamation plant out in Flint, Michigan that I went to with a group of friends, and this plant hasn't been open for years and shit, so everything in there has been dried out. There was like so much fucking space. But I actually climbed down to this fucking like the inside of this huge fucking tank and shit.
Damn.
And I painted a piece there. Like I didn't realize that there was kind of like a little slant to the wall before it actually goes straight up. So having to rock a whole piece on that was fucking annoying. Like my ankles were shot right after that.
Damn.
But the funny coincidence was that I had painted there maybe like 2 months before, but I didn't climb down there. So I had already pictures of what the tank fucking looked like. So when I found out that I was gonna be able to go back over there, packed a perfect color scheme for that fucking wall. Like there was already like moss and fucking like there like 3 different shades of green into like a fucking like mustard yellow.
Then you did
like,
a Jungle Book kind of
seeping down to the bottom
theme.
So my piece was actually like a very pale green with like dark insides. Like I think it was like maybe like a dark gray and a dark brown. But man, dude, like those greens and that like dark brown against that looks so fucking good. I even got like several different angle shots of it. The homie Style was out there with me too from California.
Damn.
So he painted like a huge fucking silver like right around the way from me. Like the picture that I got of him doing his shit was pretty fucking dope too.
And that's what I love too. Like the pictures that you get. Like even when I look at the pictures, it's like an adrenaline. Like you guys are so into it. Like you could, when you see graffiti writers do like doing their graffiti, like, and you see the pro pictures and all that, dude. It's like it's an art of photography and then it's an art of graffiti. It's like, I don't know, bro. I feel like any artist should fucking be appreciating all this. You know what I mean?
It's also not like the average permission wall that you're painting for like the 8th fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, like you're painting a different fucking backdrop. There's different, like I said, environment around it. Like there's this abandoned medical facility out in northern Illinois, and it's like 8 fucking buildings, bro. Like sectioned off and shit. There's fucking like huge long walkways in between each them and shit. So everything is all over fucking grown, dude.
Damn.
Like basketball courts just completely fucking like weeded out. Like you could barely even see the fucking basket. And then I painted like this hallway, and you could see the moss growing up on the fucking floor, but like everything else is glass around it. So you could see all this like green and shit, you know? This looks so fucking dope, dude.
But it's pretty cool. So when I think about it, because obviously you feel the adrenaline and all that, I got a little taste of it when we went with you that one night. But yeah, the adrenaline is insane. But I guess I can compare it to like when I try to compare it to my, I guess, things that I do, like my hobbies and stuff like that. I can compare it to the feeling that I got when I played like intense soccer matches, like in front of a lot of people, or performing, playing music in front of people.
Didn't you do stand-up comedy too?
I did that too. So
oh shit,
yeah, dude.
Like that's pressure, dude.
The pressure and the adrenaline, I can.
So that's gotta be close to that, dude.
I'm sure it to a certain extent it is, but there's obviously none of it is illegal, you know. Like in your aspect, there's still that element of you could get arrested.
Scared to do what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck. Like
and for me, I'm more scared to do what you did. It's like I'd rather get up on a stage and have the possibility of humiliating myself, but at least trying, you know. Like I don't know.
No, you can humiliate yourself with graffiti for sure too.
Oh, that's true.
If you do something that came out fucked up.
Yeah, everybody has like their thing, like, you know, like
well,
I think
they
some
know
people,
your face. They know you already. They like, so like you get stained. Like if they don't like your performance, like,
oh yeah,
that guy Hector sucked. You know,
Yeah.
they're gonna be like that. You know, and that's it. Word of mouth, like you said.
Yeah.
It works both ways. Fucking good and bad.
People don't necessarily see us when we do what we do and shit. You know, like that's like you don't have that like embarrassment or like shame to live with afterwards.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know? Like that shit.
Man, that's true. There's anonymity, like you were saying.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's like we're like Batmans. You know what I'm saying?
So I guess I'm jealous then. Yeah.
Probably, dude.
Oh man, no, it's funny because like it's it's often like very overbearing. Like literally, like you have to make sure you take a shit before you fucking go on a mission. Sometimes.
Yeah.
He was telling me how his fingers would get like frozen and shit.
Yeah, dude. We used to do it in the winter. I remember one of my friends legit did get a frostbite. That's why when I'm like cold as fuck at work, I'm like, I can't be a bitch, you know. I used to paint for fun, you know, for free, and fucking 10 degrees.
Dude, I used to fucking
0 degrees.
I have a picture of myself sitting on a little fucking a little bench that I made for myself right where I was painting a fucking train out of snow.
Oh hell no!
Yeah,
fucking little. You made an igloo and shit.
it was just like a little like I leaned back and just fucking let my ass make the groove and shit.
Hell yeah!
And then fucking had like a little fucking bench while I
It's
was
like that
painting.
memory foam, dog.
Hey,
Memory foam.
custom.
Yeah, your little nut. Yeah, your little nutsack right there, just imprinted too and
You
shit.
know?
It's funny because I had one of my homegirls. They you know used to be in the crew. She said that she went to fucking Detroit to go paint out there, and well, obviously, like a graffiti writer, when they think of Detroit, they think of opportunity. There's abandoned buildings up the ass, dude.
Yeah.
So they go hard as fuck in Detroit, dude. So but
Another one of my favorite fucking spots I've ever painted is in Detroit. too.
Detroit, I bet. So this chick went, she painted out there, and a couple spots. She was out there a couple nights. But may I remind you that Detroit is not just an opportunity for graffiti writers, but it's a fucked up city. You know, it's fucking, you know, it's rugged as fuck, right? So she went into one of those abandoned buildings, and she actually fucking ran into a dead body, dude.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude. She said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." She didn't fucking call no cops. She didn't do nothing. She just fucking said, "I'm out, peace." She left that building behind, and I wouldn't doubt it, dude, because I think in Chicago there was a serial killer, bro, in the South Side, and this motherfucker was mutilating chicks and leaving their parts scattered throughout the city in abandoned buildings. So abandoned buildings, there's a beauty to them, but there's also you should probably watch out, dude. I remember we went into
No, well, not too. I think it was like early last year. No, the year before. Right around the time that I was like painting this school, Dunbar Pulaski, for probably like a good fucking month, because it was pretty much like clean when I started going. There was like, it was on the news that some girl who was like, after the investigation, she was sending messages to link up with some dudes to go smoke inside a school. So fucking she linked up with him, and she never left the school.
God, why would you do that, man? You can smoke anywhere now in Chicago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they'd be smoking in downtown right now in front of everybody.
Youngins? Or
Youngins,
just-
oldins,
Oh yeah.
all of them.
Well, I always knew that. Yeah, even Chicago, like there's always people. Oh, LSD cruise, like Lakeshore Drive.
Oh yeah, I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I still do that shit whenever people come in from out of town.
Fuck yeah. I
You
wish
guys
I
take a
could.
drive?
I wish I could fucking do
That's
that.
signature Chicago shit, though. Like, that's one of the things that you have to do when you come to Chicago.
Yeah, Lakeshore
Go down
Drive.
Lakeshore Drive.
Michigan
Blunt.
Avenue.
For sure. I know.
State Street, just to kind of get the layout of everything, and then that's it.
It's funny because I always work with Texas people, and I always tell them, like,
Well, yeah, there's nothing like it in the summertime. Driving down
Chicago?
Lakeshore. Like
Yeah.
late night, like driving,
Yeah.
and you go drive by Navy
or
Pier. you
or
know,
I
you
like
know.
going on the train and then just being out there at night, like on that walk at night,
Around
dude,
Millennium Park.
around Millennium Park or LSD. Like,
Yeah.
fuck,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, dude.
It's sick, dude. You feeling the waves. You're
Riding the
smoking a
fuck-
blunt. you're
Riding
drinking.
Lakeshore Drive on your bike on the lakefront at night.
It's nice.
Fucking
Yeah.
amazing, bro.
Well, I feel like bike riding in Chicago, period, is sick as fuck.
yeah,
bro.
like around this time though. Like how it is outside
Like
right
with a
now.
hoodie and
Like,
shit.
no, like a little bit chillier and shit, you know. But
Mm.
just being out there, like cruising on your fucking bike, dude, it's perfect. Stop over by Planetarium and smoke a blunt there.
Yeah, that used to be one of my spots, the planetarium. That
But
was the
that-
beach I always went to, the planetarium
Yeah.
beach.
Because you can't
All
beat
the
that
time,
view
dude.
though. Like
Yeah.
you can't beat that view from literally from the planetarium looking towards downtown and
Yeah.
shit. You know, like
Now that I think about it, didn't we go one time with my tia Lila and Yareli? We went
We
to
might
that
have.
one, and we got Italian ice at that
For
Mm.
real.
that one place on Taylor Street.
Mario's?
Maybe
Mario's, right, dude?
famous place across from
Damn.
Italian beef place.
yeah,
Yeah, that place.
talking
yeah.
about Mario's.
Yeah.
Gotta love Chicago. I
The
seen
best,
do you guys know
Hell
do you
yeah,
guys watch
dude. So many
UFC or
flavors,
no?
too. Rarely.
Do you know that guy Patty Pimblett or whatever? That Irish guy?
UFC guy, right?
Yeah.
With the bold cut.
Yeah, with the bowl cut.
Aldo's
He
little
has like
kid haircut.
Aldo's melena, dude, for real. Literally looks like Aldo but blonde.
Every time I see that haircut,
Wow.
I'm like, fuck, I think about Aldo, dude.
Poor kid. Yeah, so this guy, he fucking he's from Ireland, right? And he came to visit Chicago, and he went to like top spots. He went to
Oh yeah, he did eat an Italian beef, right? I think I
yeah,
saw a clip of it. And
dude.
shit.
Have you been there or no? Els?
Yeah,
Is it fire or what?
I prefer Mr. Beef.
Mr. Beef?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
It's right outside of downtown. I can't even remember the fucking name, but it's where they filmed that show, The Bear, that Netflix series or
Oh,
that
yeah.
Hulu series,
Fuck,
The
dude.
Bear with Maddie Matheson.
Was
yeah.
that like a crime or what is it?
No, it's like a food like in the kitchen style like.
Oh,
show.
really? Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
like in the
Chef
location
running
of
a-
Mr.
yeah.
Beef.
So Mr. Beef,
I took my mom there, and ever since then, my mom's like, "Yo, that's the best beef."
for
Oh.
real.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because people ask me like you know all the people that come from Texas from work or like Kentucky and shit. They're like, hey, we're just good in Chicago. I'm like, shit. You go to fucking. Honestly, I just kind of trust in the little local mom and pop shops all over the city, like fucking like all the little Maxwell joints, all the little the hot dog joints. You know, like
Right.
fuck. I think all those are good. Although
Yeah, you'll
Mom-
still get quality food, dude.
the corner
Yeah.
Right,
pizzerias. Like to me, I'm like, dude, I thought that was the best.
No, man, but easily accessible places, because even those, like,
Some of them be
the actual, not the interaction, but the actual aesthetic of the place kind of turns people off.
oh yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, I will say that
It's
when
like,
I see a
so-
place that's a little fucked up and run down, I kind of find hope in that. I don't know why.
No, but those are the places where you actually have to get like local favorites and shit, you know, because it's like Tom Tom tamales. Have you guys ever fucked with those Tom Tom
Fuck,
tamales?
no.
Holy shit! Oh,
Fire?
man. All right, look.
You're talking about the ones that they sell at a lot of hot dog stands, like the little ones.
Yeah,
You like those?
they're basically mush.
Yeah,
Okay,
They're good?
Yeah.
they're
Well,
little
no,
as fuck, dude.
Okay, well they get those.
They're not. So you have to eat it. It's kind of like when you have Taco Bell. You're eating it knowing that it's not authentic Mexican food.
Right.
But there's still some good junk food to it.
Well, it's just it's a local product, like it's made out here, and everybody grew up having access to it and shit. You know, like it was kind of like a thing. It's kind of like fucking chili mac.
Oh shit.
You know, but it's basically just it's all a mush, dude. Like and you basically warm it. The way you warm it up is like you put it in boiling water and let it heat that way, and then when you pull it out, take the casing out and just drop it in whatever.
Yeah, it's like little emoji poop.
Yeah. No. It's like a long stick, like a hot dog.
Oh
shaped
shit.
fucking
Oh
stick,
okay.
But except it's
And it has whatever meat, right?
it all has the same texture.
I think the one we go to is there's this spot, dude. It's on 50.
But wait.
But
It's
next
on
time you go to
Bakezy.
one of those spots, ask for a Tom Tom tamale. Dude.
So
That way you could try.
So all
it.
those spots have them.
Most of them do. Like if they've been around for that fucking long, because there's this particular dish called the mother-in-law, and what it is tom tom tamale on the bottom of a cup, then they put chili on top,
Oh shit.
and you could even get like onions, cheese, kind of like whatever you put on chili as well.
That sounds pretty
But
good.
that's what's called a mother-in-law. But you could only have a mother-in-law if you have a tom tom fucking tamale.
So you kind of already
get
know
me?
where it came from.
So yeah, that's a signature Chicago thing. And then there's like the more mainstream ones, which are the fucking deep dish pizza, the
Giordano
Italian beef.
Zumanati's, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's also the breaded steak from Rico Benny's.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
That's another fucking thing.
Yeah, I have been to Rico Benny's, but I forgot what the fuck I got there, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
I always get the slices in there and shit. They're quick, convenient. They
slice
got
is
good-
good.
Yeah, that's probably
really good pan.
Well, yeah,
pizza.
you went to Curie, didn't you?
Yeah.
For real, you went to Curie,
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I thought you went to like Juarez
What-
or
what
something.
year did you graduate?
Wait, I gotta take a look.
03.
03?
Yeah.
be back. I gotta quick see it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no. My wife went to Curie. My mom went to Curie.
Damn. Hey, they're good people then.
Yeah, dude. And they just got some award or something for being the best school in the world or something. Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here. That's I don't know.
I saw that on social media.
No
But,
way.
Yeah, no, they legit got an award, like recognized.
Wow. Okay.
So
Because like back then, their art program was pretty good.
that's what my mom told me. My mom was an artist. Yeah.
Oh, okay, tight, dude.
So
That's what's up, man.
but
No, yeah, that's a good fucking times. But I always tell whenever I get people from out of state and come out here and shit, if we try and do like a whole Chicago fucking food tour, like if I want to kill a couple birds with one stone and shit, I'll take them to Portillo's.
oh, dude, yeah, you can't go wrong.
Because you could get a Chicago style hot dog there.
The beef is fucking good there too.
Yeah, exactly, and Italian beef.
When you mentioned Italian beef, that was in my head. I was like, that's my number one right there.
Yeah, because that's easily accessible and they're very, very easily presentable and shit. You know,
Yeah.
they have the fucking themed ass restaurant and shit. You know, like holy shit, you fucking how cliche and shit. You have tomato fucking cans everywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
But that's true. I didn't think about that when you bring someone from out of town that's never had like the staples here in Chicago.
Right.
It's like, yeah, no, Portillo's is probably a good option.
Hell yeah, dude. And I mean, like, I'm huge like on fucking Asian food and shit, you know. And you know, being that I grew up in Pilsen, Chinatown was right next door.
Yeah.
So, you know, we would always have like fucking breakfast buns and shit like that. Like, you know, we would even take my grandparents to go have fucking dim sum and shit like that. So as far as like even the Asian spectrum and shit, I've been, you know, doing my research and finding good spots for everything and shit, Korean barbecue, whatever. But like I still have yet to find like Mexican. Of course, we could all name our favorites.
You could find the spots,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We already have our favorites. But like even then, deep dish. What's y'all's preference as far as deep dish?
So I've discovered recently, there's a place called Obi's or Abby's.
Abby's?
Yeah.
You been there?
I thought it was pretty good compared to, because I've always been, okay, Giordano's for deep dish.
Right.
Then I'm like, fuck it, let me try it at a place that's like lesser known, like a local place. And I was like, damn, this kind of takes a dump on Giordano's. Like,
No way.
yeah, flavor and everything.
You
I
been
don't
there,
know.
JP?
What's the location at?
It's on Archer. It's over by what's the neighborhood called? I want to say it's near Midway Airport.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, then we are talking about the same one. That's where Rocio used to always order from.
Bro, you guys stay right by each other.
No shit.
That's probably why you guys know. You guys gotta know.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
that's
same
why.
same
I know
neighborhood.
your ass fucking investigated was there, dude.
What do you think of that place?
I think it's good, but I've only had their pub style.
Oh, okay.
They're thin. As far as deep dish, I'd always go to Giordano's.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Every now and then, Connie's.
Have you
Connie's
tried
is
Geno's?
good.
Close.
Have you tried Geno's?
Gino.
For real, I like
Yeah.
the sweetness of the bread. It's so sweet. I don't know. It tastes good.
No, like I'm not even big on Aldo's, and everybody fucking swears by Aldo's.
I haven't been to all those.
Yeah, I was like, man, if I want fucking a handful of Cheez-Its, I'll just have a handful of Cheez-Its.
No way. It tastes like
Yeah,
that.
it tastes like Cheez-Its.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Oh no, a good spot, and I think they have a couple. It's like a chain in Chicago, Nancy's Pizzeria, dude, delicious. Yeah, thin crust is the
Holy
bomb.
shit.
Have you been to Beggars?
I've had
Fucking
beggars.
hate beggars.
I don't like
Are
it
you
either.
serious?
Literally like 3 blocks away, bro.
I'm the only
There's one
guy
right
that
there
likes
Midway, yeah.
Beggars.
I was like, I'll put it right there with Bocce.
Oh yeah.
You don't like Bocce's either?
Fuck no.
What the fuck, man?
Like, I'll take the Menzos over fucking.
And the mezzo doesn't
Bocce's.
really have flavor.
I know, but they're fucking huge slices.
Fuck,
Their
dude.
slices are super fucking.
I remember I
Oh,
had that
geez.
place because there's one west side, right? Is there one going like towards on Roosevelt?
Yeah, it is Roosevelt. Yeah.
Yeah. I went to that place and I'm like, oh fuck, I saw it on TV and all this shit.
Yeah.
They gave me the slice. I'm like, this doesn't taste like anything.
Really?
Like, it had no flavor.
I remember. It
I'm not
tasting
talking about your
good.
beggars, dude. I'm talking about the Menzos.
Yeah, but I'm already shattered. I'm the only look. All the people come from out of town. They taste Beggars. They're like, "Fuck, it's so good." I'm like, I know, right? Like, and then everyone from
Because
Chicago is just like, "Nah, I don't like
Is there
that
beggars
much."
around here?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
right by the refinery.
That's because that's all you
Oh,
got
okay.
over here, dude.
No,
Yeah.
dude, but I love it. Well, yesterday we had.
His palate's already destroyed.
Yeah. Well, have you tried Rosati's?
Oh, dude. Rosati's is.
It's mint, right?
Try
you don't like Rosati's, dude?
I've never had Rosati's.
Try the margarita,
try
margarita
Rosati's.
pizza, dude.
For real? Dude, I wish I still had some. I had ordered some yesterday. It's so fucking good,
The thin
bro.
crust, right?
Yes, the crust is like nice. Like when they say it's thin, it's thin. It's nice and thin, dude. Like the cheese
That one is
so
tasty,
good.
dude.
Oh yeah, I don't know what the fuck. The sauce, I think like the thing Chicago has is that they put like they add spices to the sauce or something. Like the Chicago sauce is like spicy. I don't know. Chicago pizza is the best. I don't know, dude. That's just my opinion. I've been in New York, dude. I don't know if you knew this, but I was living in DC for like 6-7 months, and no pizza there was as good. And Boston, bro, there was like one pizza that was, that's it.
Damn.
But there was nothing that stood out like, damn.
Especially not Mexican food. Mexican food out there in the East Coast is
squat,
dude.
Yeah.
It's shit.
I didn't find anything
Is Texas Mexican food good or no?
I
hear all the Texas people are like, man, bro, y'all need to come to the valley. Y'all need to come here. This and that. Because que la tía, la abuela, all this bullshit.
It's like your expectations have to be kind of low.
Yikes.
Because they've adopted Tex-Mex.
Yeah, it's a different style.
And that's what their palate is. Like, okay, tell me one place that you'll get a fucking bean and cheese and egg, bean and cheese fucking breakfast taco on flour tortilla.
Here?
I never even heard of that.
No, maybe in some modernized type of hipster ass place.
Well, that's a staple of Texas breakfast.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like you get all sorts of shit. Like you get fucking and put it this way. Carne guisada for us is typically like meat fried like in a salsa, like a chile salsa, like chile tomate or whatever.
Yeah.
Theirs is like a black pepper gravy. So it's basically like pot roast but very peppery.
It's like they incorporated, obviously it's like American whatever was to Texas
with the Mexican vehicle, which is the tortilla.
But they know it as authentic to them, right? It's authentic to them, or do they know it's Tex-Mex?
It's Tex-Mex, or it's customary. But then again, like what we would call their breakfast tacos are like what they'd get in Monterrey, like called burritos,
No.
So without being offensive, which no matter what we will be, is Chicago Mexican food better than Texas food?
Hell yeah, without a doubt. Like that's when I go to Texas.
Hell yeah,
that was easy.
When I go to Texas, and I mean often, like I still want to have a fucking sit down breakfast, kind of like diner style, like what I'm accustomed to out here.
Yeah.
And there's places where you could get that just because brunch is a very big thing every fucking where, So, but even then, like I can't get with the whole fucking breakfast taco crowd because we're a breakfast sandwich culture.
Yeah, that is true. We are.
It's like you go farther east, you have a bagel sandwich and shit.
Yeah.
Like you have shit.
Bagel sandwich is pretty good, dude.
Yeah, it is good. It's becoming a little bit more out there right here, but
like I can tell you, if I have bagels and I got bacon and eggs, a nice bacon, egg and cheese sandwich, dude, on a bagel.
Yeah, Tita will make that, but I think she caught that from like TikTok and shit, and that's probably coming from the East Coast trends and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I could I do recognize that Chicago is big on breakfast sandwiches, and they are fire, dude. Con pinche huevo, jamón, and all that shit. That shit is pretty good,
So it's just one of those things where it's like you're not gonna get what you're accustomed to, and I honestly would say, in my humble opinion, that our standards are already pretty fucking high.
Hell yeah.
We get that shit homemade, like we were raised with that shit homemade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be hard to compare. So even then, since I'll be going to Mexico City in 2 weeks, I've been depriving myself of tacos. Like even when I go home, like I will have whatever it is like in bread, because I know for a fact I'm gonna get better tacos for way cheaper in Mexico. So I want to fucking overeat or overindulge in tacos the whole fucking time that I'm there.
Yeah, don't start. You gotta start eating more than, dude.
I like what you said to go into like, well, I'm still on the whole Texas food, but going into something and having a low expectation, because obviously we have some of the probably the best food here in Chicago.
Well, people won't recognize that though. That's what pisses
I know.
me off, bro.
No, I
But
mean,
we can't be so
God damn.
proud about it. And
I
just
am too proud of
go
it.
say
I
like
ain't
if you were
gonna
to
lie.
go to Texas and have Tex-Mex, don't go in thinking like, oh, this better be better than Chicago food.
yeah,
No, I won't
they
go like
feel
that.
like you were having
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
No, I'm saying it for like the
Yeah.
Texas people that come here, and they tell me like, nah, Chicago no vale madre for food. Que Texas is better. Que
No,
and our
literally.
steak is
Okay,
better. Our
okay.
barbecue's
Put-
better. Our
put it
this
to-
is
put it to
better.
this
I'm
way.
like, oh.
Put it to this way: I have a homie from Houston who came out here once, and he basically only ate pizza the whole fucking time that we were out here because I was over here trying to introduce everybody fucking different foods and shit like that. This motherfucker's like, nah,
So he was stubborn.
yeah, like he's like very, very stuck in his ways and shit and like what he likes. I was like, man, I never met so many fucking picky people until I moved to Texas.
Yeah,
Like
they
straight
are.
up meat and potato type motherfuckers too.
Yeah, no, yeah, they
It's
are pretty
crazy.
picky.
But
Oh.
I mean, then again, my experiences with people from other states other than Texas are very limited too. So
Yeah.
So, I mean, I went to Maryland, right?
Mhm.
And I was in the DC area, and I feel like, man, those people are, a lot of those people do. I got to deal with a lot of like rude ass people in customer service. Do you feel like that just is anywhere, or you think that like there's certain cities that just have more rude people? Because
I think
I heard
it's
like New
anywhere,
York is
man.
really rude, bro.
Dude, now I
No.
think now it's more prevalent everywhere.
Yeah, you think people are just dicks everywhere?
Bad customer service, yeah, dude.
Dude, I fucking hate that shit. Like, I want to be treated like just all
So I
right
get
at
it.
least. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's gonna have a bad day, but dude, no, I feel like now it's like people are just like
They're bitter, huh?
they're fucking yeah.
They
And
hate their
I-
job.
I get it. I mean, we all are gonna have days where we really fucking hate our job, dude, and we just fuck everybody. But when it comes to your working customer service, it doesn't matter what you're going through. You just
Yeah.
gotta fucking put
Yeah.
a smile on your face,
But
dude.
ultimately, like
Mhm.
that's your make or break it and shit, you know. Because if people don't even want to interact with you, then how are they gonna get a hold of your product and shit, you know?
Yep.
So it's one of those things where it's kind of, you know, it goes hand in hand and shit in order to be successful. So, I mean, either you fucking chalk it up to it just being one fucking day, or just like,
Well, this is the
Man.
problem. Let's say like you start your own business, and you have like a bunch of workers, like that's already one thing that you're gonna stand out in Chicago if you have good customer service. So like, but then again, like you can't really control every single thing that the worker's doing or how they're gonna behave or how you want them to behave. If they just want to be little fucks, they're gonna be little fucks, you know. And
well, it really all depends on what they can get away with and shit, you know. It's like you're not just investing money in people and shit, you're investing time as well. And I mean, sometimes it's hard to dictate whether it should be time to part ways or keep investing and shit, you know, keep digging into that pit, you know. But even then, man, I mean, it's dude, like how they always say it doesn't cost anything to fucking be nice and shit, you know.
I know it's so hard
Or at
for
least,
people.
like,
Dude. It's not the customer's fault that you're having a shit day or a shit life. Like, that's how I think I've always looked at it that way because I worked customer service. Now I don't work customer service anymore because I worked in dental. I was a dental assistant. And, dude, yeah, you have to talk to and I work with kids, so I got to talk to the parents, be nice to them, you know, treat their kid like their kid is mine.
Yeah,
Like,
already
you
they're
have to-
stressed out because their kid just fucking felt pain, what real pain was. for the
Yeah,
last
no,
fucking 3
dude, you
hours.
have to juggle so many things. So I
Yeah.
get it. Like, it can be a little aggravating customer service, but you have to have that strong, like, what's it called?
Well, I can't believe that they were dicks to you, bro. Because one time I went to get my teeth cleaned or whatever. What do they call it? The deep clean or whatever? Is that what you call it? The deep clean? Dude, so we went, right? And the guy told me, he's
Well,
like,
what happens is it's when you don't do a good job brushing your teeth that they have to do like a deeper cleaning, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to put a toothbrush on a grinder and fucking brush my teeth then or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I went to get a deep clean or whatever. And and
You felt it
I'm
in your
embarrassed.
uterus, didn't you?
Wait, but let me tell you though, they injected me with like fucking anesthetics and shit, and they're only gonna do
Even that needle fucking hurts.
Yeah, it did hurt.
Holy shit,
It did.
dude.
Oh, dude, this gets so much worse, bro.
Like,
If
you
only-
literally feel it touching fucking bone and shit, like, at the very tip. Like, holy fuck.
Trust me,
It's
bone
like,
and nerve
"Hey,
and anything
golpe
above.
güey."
Bro, they injected half of my mouth, like, to have anesthetics. So this half of my mouth was, like, off limits, and they were going to do the other side. I don't know whether another day or I don't know what the fuck. And then, so the chick was doing her thing, whatever. And it was all right. I didn't really feel much, because I had the anesthetics. And then she got to, like, the middle tooth. And I'm like, I started feeling a little tingle, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, okay, maybe she's just, that's just because it's right by the middle, right? Nah, bro. She kept going to the fuck all the way. She did the whole other side of the mouth. I was like, dude, I felt like I was in the movie Saw, dude. I was like, my eyes are like this. And I'm like, fuck, should I say something and be a bitch about it? Or should I just be a...
that one dusted?
Yeah, should I be a man about this?
Yeah, no.
And I was like, I said I was
wouldn't
going to be a
have been able to
man
do it.
about this. I stayed there, dude, like for like a fucking hour, like getting tortured, basically. Like, dude, I felt like my teeth rechinaban, like, I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. And when she finished,
Oh, fuck, dude.
dude, like, I couldn't even breathe because if I breathed in, the air would fucking hurt my teeth.
Oh, shit.
And I was like that for like 2-3
Like,
days,
all
bro.
super sensitive and shit.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't
like
eat.
bees.
Yeah, dude, I think I ate like smoothies for like a week, bro. I'm like, fuck, bro, that shit. That lady's a bitch, dude.
So I'm gonna describe it to you what happened with in dental perspective, right?
Yeah, go
so
for
I
it.
think what happened was you had buildup on your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is we get buildup on our teeth over time naturally.
Right.
And I feel like everybody normally gets it more towards their front teeth.
Mhm.
Like sometimes their teeth are kind of like crowded,
Uh-huh.
right next to each other, and stuff just gets built up. So they scrape that off. But sometimes we have buildup on like along all of our teeth. And when that buildup is there for a long time, it just stays there. So it almost protects your tooth pretty much, like from anything getting in. But at the same time, the moment that shit gets removed, like your tooth has been not exposed to anything for the
It
longest
gets
time.
cold.
It gets,
It gets
nice.
lonely.
So the moment that gets taken off, it feels unnatural
Yeah,
to your tooth. So you
it-
get that sensitivity, dude.
So
You're like,
its winter coat comes off.
Damn. Damn. The homies were hibernating, and I'm telling you, man, they struggled.
Yeah.
It was tough.
but
man.
there's not, dude. Tooth pain sensitivity is the worst. And don't feel embarrassed, dude. I should be embarrassed. They extracted one of my teeth on Monday last week.
Oh shit.
So it was a tooth that I had gotten it prepared for a crown. Like I went, got all this dental work done. Like it took 2 visits for them to kill the nerve in the tooth. Then finally, like I took a little too long to go back, and the tooth cracked, and the bacteria got in.
Oh
Ooh,
shit.
fuck.
You had to.
Point of no return. And I went years like this. The
Wow.
tooth was just sitting in my mouth. Then finally Monday I got it extracted. Fuck, dude.
It sucked.
It sucked. I think the shittiest part, because I felt pain at first when he was trying to first wiggle it out, and I'm like, whoa, 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 I need more numbing. I told him, I'm like, I can't handle this. So okay, they numb me up again. He went in after they got the tooth out. They had to go and like drill it and break it down in pieces. After they got it out, the worst part about it, dude, was that they go in there to make sure that there's no more roots of the tooth in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's scraping. So you could feel him scraping the,
Oh,
was
shit.
it your la carne aquí,
Yeah,
and your bone and stuff?
fuck.
Oh, dude, it felt
Oh.
shit. I think that felt shittier because you could hear like the.
Yeah, little cueritos there and shit. Oh,
I think that
man.
was the worst part. It wasn't the pain of it. It was just the sensation of that.
No. Yeah.
And then now, just don't ever, guys, if you have an infection, get that shit extracted right away. Think about it. I had that infection sitting underneath that tooth for years. Dude, I don't know if my breath stinks today, but like on Monday till like around yesterday, my breath was kicking, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, for some reason my breath's been kicking the last few days. I don't know if it's
Dude.
night shift or something. Like, like my change of schedule. I
Coffee
don't-
with creamer, dude.
dude, I wake up, dude. I'll spit on the
It's
on
that
the
botchies. Or that what you
Beggars.
call it?
beggars.
That
That
beggars.
sauce, right?
The
That
beggars you
beggar
be eating,
monkeys.
dude.
Dude,
Beggars.
I'll fucking wake up. I'll go to the bathroom and brush my teeth, and I'm fucking straight up like spitting blood. Like, fuck.
Oh, yeah, cute. You gotta.
What is that?
Just make sure you're not brushing hard and floss every day, dude.
Yeah, I
Floss,
brush pretty
floss,
hard.
Floss.
I brush hard as fuck.
Yeah. Floss and take your time brushing. Because, dude, you're lucky your teeth aren't like... My teeth, I'm fucked. Like, because through genetics on my mom's side, our teeth are weaker and porous. So we get cavities way more way easier. For you, I think your teeth are a little stronger. So take care of them, dude.
I'll try it.
Dude, I wish I would have taken that shit serious when I was younger and even up to my early 20s. Because I fucked myself, dude.
Hey, you're telling me this and look at what I was ready to eat.
Shit.
This is all I eat, guys.
Pass that shit over here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck.
Go ahead. I got like 20 of them upstairs.
You're like, give me the cavities.
Dude, I got upstairs, dude. I got pulparindos, reyerindos.
Damn.
I got pelones. I got fucking nerds. I love sweets. I think I'm gonna die of diabetes.
Dude,
I'm okay with that.
I'm with you on that, dude. Sweets, yeah.
I'm going to Texas this coming weekend, and there's a couple of candy shops out there because like one thing that Texas does do well is hood rat snacks.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like you could go to there's more dulcerias around there and shit, and they're like smaller mom and pop, but like when you go in there, like you have wides of varieties, and each one is like very consistent in the wide variety, you know. But they also have like local fucking companies that they do small batch gummies with like chamoy and fucking Lucas.
Are they the ones that started that or what?
I don't know.
Or was it Cali? Because they're starting to do that here now too. Like sell the little bolsitas with the, like you said, like those little what is it? The little peach rings.
Yeah.
With the chamoy.
Yep.
The tajin and all that.
You can get them with like
delicious.
Sour Patch Kids and shit.
Yeah,
you know, like
that's just fire.
all sorts of shit. And then yeah, like they also like since it's typically hot in Texas, they have all these like little fucking stands in the middle of like strip malls where they sell like raspados and shit.
Damn.
Like
Do they do it how they do it in Mexico or no?
Shaved ice. Yeah.
They put the corn syrup or whatever, the flavored corn syrup.
Yeah. They'll do that. They'll do
Have
it
you
with
tried
ice
it or
cream.
Why raspados here?
Yeah, but like they do like in Mexico, there's literally like caramelo. It's like literally like you could lick it off and it's like
Oh no!
gooey.
So I get what you're saying. The ones here in Chicago are more like they're
Like
not
water.
like that. I've had like that in Puerto Rico.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to love that shit. You had that, right, JP?
What?
Like the ice cone, and then in Mexico tiene una bolsa with like different colors, and they like swirl it around, and it's like literally like if it was syrup, bro. It's like thick. It's like a molasses like look, and it like
I never had them in Mexico.
yeah, and then like the ice kind of consumes it after a while, and then it kind of turns into like a raspado, but it's more syrupy, more sugar, I would assume, but I fucking love it. It's so fucking good.
Damn. Yeah, no, I've never had that. Like, Chicago's typically just known for fucking Italian ice.
Yeah.
Italian ice, huh?
As far as like the whole ice
Italian
cream
ice is
spectrum
not
and
bad.
shit.
It's not bad, but I like more the little ice cream dudes that are, you know, selling las
It's
nieves
ice cream
frescas.
light.
Ice cream light? Yeah, that's what I
Italian ice
like.
is ice cream light.
Yeah.
Ice cream light, that's what I like.
Nah, dude, for speaking, so now that we're on the topic of paletas, dude, I just remembered a story that you were involved in.
Oh, fuck.
There was one occasion where, because we used to hang out a lot when we were little kids. Your dad would bring you guys over. And this is when we were like little, you know, and this is when we had the boxer, the dog. And we would play in the yard. The yard was like patch of grass, and then the rest was the driveway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gravel and park concrete. We were playing. One day, my dad specifically told me, he's like, okay, I'm going somewhere right now. Do not, if the paletero passes by, do not tell the paletero to stop. We're not buying paletas today. My dad was probably broke or something. Like he's like,
Yeah.
you know, he couldn't spend or something on
Mhm.
paletas. So I'm okay. Sure enough, dude, paletero came by. We're like, shh. It was me, you, Yareli,
Oh,
Emilio,
fuck,
you know.
Damn.
Damn.
Y si compra uno,
That's a big ass tab.
todos.
Dude,
Damn.
my dad did una regañada, dude. He probably whooped my ass too. So we
I was
still
like-
got our paletas, but I was
like,
fucking crying and shit, dude.
Oh, shit.
He's like, here, get your paleta.
Hey, man, it be like that. The struggle, man.
Yeah.
The struggle is real.
But I remember vividly, dude, my favorite
I thought you were going to see the
paletas.
story when I stepped on the shit.
Oh, we could go to that one too.
Yeah.
But
I
the
wanna
best,
hear it.
but the best
yeah,
paletas,
you're gonna look
dude.
because you know, it involves my dad.
Oh,
Oh,
And
okay.
when he first brought the Durango.
Oh shit. Okay.
well, the paletas we had that time were Ayutla. I like those a lot.
Oh yeah, Ayutla's the best one.
That's
I
my
think.
favorite one. Now on to that shit story, dude. His dad, he had just bought his brand new Dodge Durango.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Dodge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he just bought his truck, and he came over to our house to show it to my dad, to my grandfather, to show his truck. So he just got his truck. He was excited, and he showed up, and Yareli and Jose Manuel showed up too. They came out of the back seats, and we're all playing and stuff. And then okay, they were ready to leave, and he's like, okay, let's go. These guys, him and Yareli had stepped in the dog shit. The dog wouldn't just poop anywhere. He would shit along the sides of the fence.
Yeah.
So at some point, Jose Manuel or Yareli stepped in it. Dude, embarraron la troca with shit.
Wow.
Your dad was fucking pissed, dude.
Yeah. My dad was showing off the brand new truck.
And it's all
fuck,
fucking
dude.
track marks of shit.
Yeah, it smelled like shit for a while, probably.
I bet you even fucking regretting going there. Like, damn, todo por preso mío.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck, dude.
Mhm.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Well, I think we're gonna end this episode.
Yeah, you know what? I want to end it with that video, dude.
Which one?
POP.
Oh,
We'll just show it at the end, and then we'll call it a day.
Hector's favorite video is POP Hold It Down.
Never seen that?
No.
Ah, perfect.
All right, put it on there.
But yeah, guys, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast. And JP, thanks for joining us, dude.
No,
Hell
thanks for
yeah.
having me.
It was a great
fun.
conversation, dude. And it was nice to learn all about the graffiti. And
Yeah,
we'll
there's
have
no one
more.
that could explain it better than him.
We'll
to
have
be
you back
honest.
again, obviously. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
we'll have a
that.
combo.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I'm an innocent bystander. They saying I drove a getaway car, but I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
So are you from Houston?
This is
And
the
I'm
color,
from Fort
sir.
Worth, Texas, and I'm a female. I did not drive no getaway car. I'm legally blind.
How'd you get wrapped up with these folks?
I got wrapped up. I was walking down the street and I caught a ride.
So you don't know these folks then, is what you're saying?
I know 2 of them. I don't know the other 2. They saying I drove a getaway car, but I'm legally blind, so how I'ma drive a car?
So did you know what happened to the 73-year-old victim then, or you?
I don't know what happened. I just know what the police said.
So you can't see at all?
Huh?
You can see though, right?
I'm legally blind. I can see barely, barely, but I'm an innocent bystander. Come on, Miss Guido. Know what I'm saying? I ain't do nothing. I don't know what's going on. All I know is my side of the story. I can't tell no other story. I'm innocent, and Mama, I love you. P.O.P. Hold it down. Right, these all good pimp squad, baby, for life.
Pimp squad for
You have to
life.
throw up the squad, bro.
Wow.
Well, she's the only person that can look tough while crying and
Fuck, dude.
and throwing down the
Going
POP.
down in flames.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We done?
We
Nico?
done. We're done.
We're good.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
Deuce.